My name is Lorna Weightman. I am a stylist and online digital content creator. I work across so many different industries between fashion, beauty, lifestyle, travel. I do a lot of different things, but it's all an awful lot of fun. When I was a kid, I just wanted to be an actress, and secretly I kind of still practice my Oscar speech in the privacy of my own home. I am very naturally dramatic, so I think I felt that I was just built to be an actress. I did acting lessons, I did drama, I loved theatre. I did it for so long, and although that side of my professional career didn't work out, I think sometimes in what I do, I am required to perform, so at least all of those drama lessons come in handy from time to time. How I got to where I am now in my career took a very long time, but every second was worthwhile. I started with a degree in business and economics in Trinity, and I loved college. I just loved academia. I loved studying, and I wasn't really done with education when I graduated there. I went on to work for a management consulting firm, and I studied for another 3.5 years to become a chartered accountant. And so I did that for a very long time, all through my 20s. But I have a real bursting creative brain, and after a number of years, that side of me just was dying to get out. And it was very early stages of blogging and websites, and even using fashion as a medium through new age media, let's say. And I didn't know how could I do this. So I did a lot of research, and I found that blogging was this whole new platform that maybe I could try something with. And at the time in Ireland, there wasn't anybody doing that. And this was maybe back 10 years ago in 2009. So I bit the bullet and I just started writing about fashion. I was very passionate about it. I had no formal qualification in it. I didn't study journalism, but I felt like I had enough brain between my ears to make it happen. So I set up my own website. WordPress didn't even exist, which is a blogging platform at that time. So I had to teach myself code and how to do it. So there was a lot of self-learning involved, and my end goal was that I wanted to work in fashion. I wanted to be a style professional, and now in 2019 I can say that I do that. And it might have been a long, maybe the long route around getting to what I wanted to do, but now I get to do that full time. I think personally who I look up to, my mum is a massive figurehead in my life. She worked in marketing and PR when she was younger, and I think she's handed that DNA over to me somehow. And I lean on her for support, for advice all the time. And because she's so close to me, I feel like I can ask her anything that I do, and whether she thinks I'm doing the right thing or not. And I know she'll always be honest with me because she wants me to get the best out of me. I think professionally I am surrounded by some of the most amazing people. The creative industry in Ireland is a very tight-knit community, and I look up to so many amazing people. When I wanted to become a stylist, I looked towards some of the Indigenous talent like Paula Hughes, Sinead Keenan, and photographers like Boo George, who are so amazing at keeping a creative outlet going for such a length of time. Internationally, when I was starting blogging, I looked at Chiara Ferragni of The Blonde Salad, Susie Bubble, who are now so successful at what they do. And I look to them still for creative inspiration in my own life. I think it's so important and necessary for women to support each other in this industry. We're constantly fighting issues, but I think we, at this day and age, we're speaking a much stronger rhetoric. We support each other, we drive each other, we align ourselves in terms of our own values, but yet we test each other with our own opinions. And I think it's this kind of contrast that allows us to empower each other every day, whether it's something in work or something in our personal lives. I think we have a common set of values that we work towards and help each other with. My friends are invaluable. I love them as much as I love drinking tea. They are like a fabric of me. They keep me grounded. They're like this, they're my backbone. They're a constant source of life and fun outside of my working life. I know that they are almost like the backbone of who I am. They're part of me, and I see them doing all these amazing things with their careers and, you know, making families, growing children, and balancing everything that they do. They are my Wonder Women. I think sometimes when we're pitted against each other as women, it comes from a bad place, and that it's almost encouraging us to battle against each other. That is not what we are about. I don't even think that's in our makeup. I know myself, all I want to do is support the people around me, even those people I don't know, but represent really strong economic and political values that I believe in, and that I want to get behind. And over the last couple of years, there's been so many of them that I felt I wanted to lend my voice to. So if anyone tries to pit us against each other, good luck with that. I stay motivated in my industry every day and on a day-to-day basis by challenging myself. I do one project, I tick the box on that, but I don't settle for that. I set the next thing and the next thing. I have a really analytical brain, and I just can't sit on my laurels, rest on my laurels. I plow through those laurels. I love making plans. I love setting targets for myself that may not necessarily be that easy to get, and I have something to work towards. And whether that's from a styling perspective in a photo shoot, or setting myself a new target of a brand collaboration, I make sure that I have something to aspire to every day of the year. I have definitely faced failure, probably not of a catastrophic level yet, fingers crossed. But I do think I've certainly made decisions that have been very hasty. I've taken on things maybe when I haven't had enough resources to support myself for those. And I've definitely learned from that, because I've slowed everything down to a pace that I feel comfortable with. I'm a very upbeat, forward-thinking kind of person, but sometimes I even get ahead of myself, and I have to pull myself a little bit back so that I can make things happen, and I don't compromise the work that I do. I hold myself to a really high standard, and sometimes I put a lot of pressure on myself to keep to that. But every so often I do a little sense check and just ask myself, do you know what? Is this going to come out the way you want it? And I think by just bringing that little bit of sense and a little bit of calm back into my life, I'm more effective at what I do, I think. I maintain my integrity in what I do by being honest, by keeping myself real and not trying to be somebody that I am not. I'm 36 years old. I know what my worth is. I know what my goals are, and I stick to those. There's so many external influences in the blogging and even creative industries in general, and it's easy to get drawn away from what you're doing and from your own path by being distracted by those. But I keep to a very narrow, steady path so that I make sure that my own goals are my priority and not everyone else's goals, because that's for them, this is for me. We're certainly in a saturated market when it comes to blogging, and I see myself as a content creator. To me, the word influencer isn't a job role. I think you can be influential in what you do, but influencer doesn't have any kind of resonance with me. I feel like I just work as a professional in fashion and beauty, and I can be influential in that. And once I keep that mindset, I feel like I am being honest with my followers. My advice for someone who wants to get into the blogging industry is, firstly, find your passion. It can be anything. It can be food, it can be interiors, it can be aeroplanes, it can be anything. Your followers are so perceptive, and they have the potential to become so loyal to you. What they want is an authentic voice for somebody who loves something so much that they speak so freely, so honestly, and so acutely about what they do. And I feel like I do that with fashion and with beauty. And sometimes I feel like I'm not an expert, but I talk about something that I have a lot of passion about and that it comes from the heart. And your followers, I think, see that. It's certainly very, very competitive now in comparison to when I started. Back in 2009, Instagram did not exist. You just choose the path you feel represents who you are and your opinions. Where do I see myself in the future? Gosh, I wish I even knew the answer to that now. I change my mind all the time as to where I want to go. But certainly now in my mid-30s, I'm more conscious of the longevity of the blogging industry and where it's going to go. Certainly the success of digital in Ireland is massive, and it's having such a positive impact on the media industry. Blogging websites are now a form of media. We are considered press, and I really love that. I love being part of that media community. I want to develop that out a little bit more. I want to see where I can take my blog. Can I expand it? Can I take it outside of Ireland? I get to work with some amazing brands who I absolutely love, and I want to maybe go and work with them to build their presence here in Ireland, almost from a consulting point of view. I didn't do all that studying for nothing. I've got to use it somehow.